हेलो एवरीबॉडी। सो एक बार हमने लोकेशन रिलोकेट करी है, तो मेरे को एक बार फटाफट ये बता दो कि सभी को ऑडियो क्लियर आ रही है नहीं आ रही है, सभी को वीडियो क्लियर आ रही है नहीं आ रही है, किसी को एको तो नहीं फील हो रही है। तो कोई भी इस तरह के जो इश्यूज हैं उनको सबसे पहले पुट कर दो, सो दैट वी कैन मूव फॉरवर्ड कंफर्टेबली। एवरीथिंग इज फाइन, एवरीथिंग इज गुड। ये सही है, एवरीबॉडी इज गुड। ये ठीक है। और एक बार अच्छा, एक अपडेट तुम में से कुछ लोगों को होगा, कुछ को नहीं होगा। ऑन 25 नवंबर आई गॉट मैरिड टू गंगा मैम। तो तुम में से कुछ लोग नाराज हो सकते हो कि सर अपडेट नहीं दिया, बट कोई बात नहीं, हम मिलेंगे, जल्दी ही मिलेंगे, जल्दी ही बड़ी पार्टी करेंगे। मेहंदी लगभग लगभग छूट गई है। सही है। सो बट लेट्स मूव बैक to the topic, and topic for today is machine learning introduction and face recognition. तो उसके तरफ थोड़ा सा बढ़ते हैं। यस। सो मशीन लर्निंग है क्या? अच्छा, अरे पार्टी पार्टी का ही चल रहा है अभी तो माहौल। अरे ठीक है यार, पार्टी करेंगे, बिल्कुल करेंगे, बहुत सारी पार्टी करेंगे। ठीक है, अभी थोड़ा कोरोना वाला माहौल ठीक हो जाए, उसके बाद खूब पार्टी है। सही है। तो मशीन लर्निंग है क्या? व्हाट इज मशीन लर्निंग के करस्पॉन्डिंग? गूगल ओपन सोर्स टी शर्ट, हाँ यार गूगल ओपन सोर्स टी शर्ट है, बट थोड़ा बैक टू द टॉपिक आ जाते हैं। ठीक है। मेरे को इन्फॉर्मेशन पुट करनी थी, मैंने कर दी, बट नो, गेट बैक टू द टॉपिक। ठीक है, गेट बैक टू द टॉपिक। थोड़ी एनर्जी एक्साइटमेंट वहीं से आपका कर करस्पॉन्डिंग जनरेट होगा। ठीक है, लेट्स मूव बैक टू द टॉपिक। ठीक है। तो मशीन लर्निंग के बारे में हमारे को बात करनी है, और उसके करस्पॉन्डिंग जब हम एआई का सब पार्ट के फॉर्मेट में उसको बोलते हैं, ठीक है ना, बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ यू आर न्यू टू मशीन लर्निंग, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट यू आर watching this introductory session. Okay, मशीन लर्निंग के करस्पॉन्डिंग हमने इंट्रोडक्टरी सेशन रखा है। सो इफ यू आर नॉट न्यू, इफ यू आर ऑलरेडी कंफर्टेबल टू अ गुड लेवल, इस सेशन में ज़्यादातर तुम्हारे लिए कुछ नया नहीं होगा। ज़्यादातर इसमें बेसिक्स की चीज़ ज़्यादा कवर हो रही है, जहाँ पे इमेज प्रोसेसिंग के करस्पॉन्डिंग थोड़ा थोड़ा मैंने पुट किया हुआ है। ठीक है। तो अगर तुम में से किसी को ऐसा लगेगा कि नहीं नहीं मेरे को तो ज़्यादा कंटेंट चाहिए था, मेरे को तो बहुत कुछ चाहिए जो अभी सेशन में नहीं मिल पा रहा, तो यू आर यू कैन लीव एट दैट मोमेंट कि ठीक है यार, यहाँ पे ज़्यादा नहीं हो रहा। बट मेरे हिसाब से सेशन में तुम्हारे को सीखने को बहुत कुछ मिलने वाला है, थोड़ा ठीक ठाक पेस पे, ताकि सभी जो बंदे बिल्कुल नए हैं उनको भी समझ में आ पा रही हो चीजें। ठीक है। तो दैट इज माई प्राइमरी फोकस विद दिस सेशन। ठीक है। तो हमने एआई के बारे में कॉमनली बोलना शुरू किया मार्केट में। ठीक है। प्लीज स्पीक इन इंग्लिश। यस, आई विल टेक केयर ऑफ दैट। English, yeah, that is okay. Many of the audience were expecting to speak in Hindi, because of that I was speaking in Hindi. एक बार audience भी put कर सकती है, please. Audience can also put in the chat box if you want English or Hindi. But in most of case I will keep the content in English, because generally in a Hindi speaking audience know English, but English speaking audience do not know Hindi, so that is fine. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so English, Hindi ठीक है, Hindi sir, Hindi English. That is a pain always, but no problem. Both Hindi and English. Okay, so we will continue with English. Don't worry, don't worry. We will continue with English. Sometime here and there, a few dialogues of Hindi may come in, but totally, in most of the content will be in English. Okay, so Amrut is asking what is the prerequisite. There is no prerequisite. A little bit of Python is good for understanding you know uh, the code that I'm writing, but my major focus is not that code. My major focus is to understand what exactly you have to learn for machine learning, and how exactly you get up and running with data science and all these things. Okay, तो ये सब कुछ है क्या, क्यों, why these things are happening, why ever, all of a sudden, everything related to reinforcement learning, machine learning, these things are taking a boost. Okay. And what is the advantage that you can take so that you can get a better job in the dimension of machine learning or not in the dimension of machine learning, how to choose if you should go with this field or not, how you should choose if you should go with data analytics or not, how you should choose if you should go with big data or not. So these are some important topics that you have to ponder upon before deciding the jump. Okay, so this is the step one that you have to consider if you should take this step or not. Okay, so that is the most important thing that we will be covering in this. Okay, if this for beginners who do not know about coding at all, Jayant, you can take the advantage of the session, but obviously if you have a coding knowledge, then you have better advantage of the session. If you do not have the coding knowledge before this, you will have lesser benefit, but still you can stick along and understand if you really want to go in this dimension or not. Okay, so that is the key concept of this session. So yeah, so moving forward, let me also share my screen so that I can write something when I'm discussing it. Okay, so add this to stream. Yep, good. And back. Boom. Okay, so I suppose now everybody can see my screen and we will be able to write now. Good. सही है. ठीक है. तो everybody is talking about AI, artificial intelligence, but when we talk about video feed, we are talking about video feed and we want to process it. A lot of people are also talking about IoT, Internet of Things, and everybody is saying that government is observing and doing that with our video feed. Okay, and we can take the advantage, we can generate some disadvantage or malicious content with the help of video feeds. But everybody is talking about some image processing and video processing in some sense. Okay, and they are saying that they will use machine learning for that. Okay, and what exactly is machine learning? Machine learning is creating a model that can learn on the base of data. Okay, that you will provide some data to this model, and because of that this model will be trained to provide some future suggestions. Okay, that makes sense to everybody, that we are saying that we will train a model and we are not discussing the algorithm of this model at the moment. Okay, we are saying that this model have some algorithm in imbibed to it, by which, with the help of that this model is constructed, and now we will feed the data. We are not providing some initial rules. The rule will be learned from the data itself, and but with the help of this data this model will be trained, and in the future we can use some other things, we can use some other data as input, and because of which we will get some next output. Okay, uh Arishman said that Lenskart uses face detection for spectacles filter. Right. Okay. Yeah. So what they do is, that is called image augmentation. So what image augmentation is, that they are getting your face, okay, as a video stream, and what they're doing is that they are putting some other content on that. Okay, for that obviously they want face detection, then they want feature extraction, and from that feature extraction they are getting the data and they are putting the spectacles on it. So that is also using the concept that we were talking about, but at the same time this is a bit more in depth. Okay, so there are multiple layers of things that are going on. So not all of the thing that they are doing is just machine learning. Some of the part, like feature extraction, like detecting the face and extracting the feature, that part is within the machine learning. But when we talk about like overlaying of the content, some of that part fall in the machine learning, but some do not. Okay, the complete image augmentation do not fall in the category of machine learning only. Okay, so uh, I will not go in the very depth of it, but some part you probably understand where I'm heading with it. Okay. Okay, Vineet Arora talked about, yeah, Snapchat filters are like that. Okay, and somebody asked about a machine learning book. The problem with machine learning is that if you talk about the classical models, there can be a lot of handy and good books. But when we talk about the I will say deep learning parts, there are no particular awesome books with it. But still, I will I will curate a list of books and I will provide that after the end of this session. Maybe tomorrow I will put some books in the description. Okay, if you want to go through the books right away, you can do that. But I generally do not suggest to go through the books in the very beginning, and that is a primary way of learning things. I generally do not suggest. A lot of people say that start with books, but I do not suggest that. And why is that? Because जब तुम शुरू करते हो, when you start, you do not have that much comfort and that much patience. That is the problem, right? You do not have that much patience to learn something very slowly. कितने लोगों में पेशेंस है खूब दबा के, कि आई एम सो पेशेंट दैट I can read a book for 5, 10, 15 days, and I will be fine if I do not understand much from it. How many of you have that much of that much of patience? And how many of you do not have that patience? They want something to happen. They want, if I'm putting 2 hours into it, I want something to get out of this. I want something to be generated from it. Okay, so you can put up, you can put up in the chat box, if you have the patience and if you want something soon. Generally what happens is that most of you have a bit lesser patience, and what you guys do, that you start with the thing with the full enthusiasm. What generally happen is, you start with full enthusiasm, but as soon as you reach to the point of really creating something, you tend to be like, okay, yaar, I have placed sufficient amount of time in this, but I'm not getting anywhere. Okay, the problem is that I'm not getting anywhere, and because of that only you leave a lot of things behind. You leave a lot of projects behind because you do not have sufficient patience. So I suggest that you go with some, generally, I have also made a video for that, but I'm also discussing this in the session for the just sake of it, on a very small level. you know the way to learn a new thing is start with some intro to the concept. Okay, or I generally say the teaser to the concept. Okay, then do what? एक बार, if you have the teaser, अपने 5 minutes, you have placed 5 minutes, 7 minutes to understand what exactly a basic thing is. You can move forward and you can provide 20 to 30 minutes generally tech talks you can watch. Okay, and after that you can put 1 to 2 hours on some how to get hello world of this particular thing get up and running, and then put 10 to 12 hours and then go for a book or comprehensive stuff. Okay, so this is the way I suggest, because in this what is happening, that you are putting your initial 3 hours to generate something, and by that what is happening, that you will have that confidence that, okay, I understand a few basic things about this concept, and now I can move forward, and I will not feel कि कुछ नहीं आता, I don't know anything about this. Okay, and how many of you feel that this can be a very nice way to move forward? Because it really helped me a lot. If you talk to me about any concept, like uh, any framework, any programming language, any concept, I will be able to provide you some nitty gritty details about all the things. And how I learned these things is by this process. Okay, because of this, I will have, I generally put 7 to 8 hours daily in my study. Okay, even this time, जब मैं job and everything, generally I put 7 8 hours sometime, because थोड़ा अपना सा business वाला part वाला है, code for causes, I'm founder for code for cause and these things these days. So I generally get sufficient time to learn because we are more toward learning part. Okay, so I put maximum time of my energy and everything into the learning. And this is the way I can put that much time, because generally what happens if you do not follow this process, that initial sometime, when you get into a new topic, thoda time put karoge, put 2 hours 3 hours, then you get bored. So I don't want you to go in that direction. Okay, cool. But let's get back to the topic, that we were discussing. That is the elephant in the room right now, that your video feed with the help of IoT devices is getting you know uh, a big boost in the market and is generating big data. Okay, is generating big data. Okay, and with the help of this big data, people are saying to do the machine learning to process and generate some output. Okay, ठीक है कि क्या कह रहे हैं कि process this data and provide us how to get the benefit of this data. कूल है, ठीक है, मशीन लर्निंग की हेल्प करनी है, हेल्प लेनी है, ठीक है। तो हमारे पास अब इमेज आनी है, ठीक है। तो अब हम इस इमेज के बारे में, मशीन लर्निंग के मॉडल के बारे में ऑलरेडी समझा दिया है। क्या है, व्हाट इज दिस मशीन लर्निंग मॉडल? दैट वी विल ट्रेन सम मॉडल टू प्रोवाइड अ प्रेडिक्शन बेस्ड ऑन द डाटा दैट वी हैव प्रोवाइडेड। ठीक है, कि पहले कोई डाटा नहीं है, अभी डाटा प्रोवाइड करना शुरू किया, और ऑन द बेस ऑफ दैट वी वांट सम गुड आउटपुट। कूल है, ठीक है। सो अब इमेज क्या है, वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज दिस इमेज दैट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, सो दैट वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड दैट व्हाट काइंड ऑफ डाटा वी कैन गेट फ्रॉम इट। ठीक है, वहां से शुरू करेंगे बिल्कुल। तो उसके करस्पॉन्डिंग एडिशनली एक बार मैं क्या कर देता हूँ, अपना एनवायरमेंट भी स्टार्ट कर लेते हैं, सो दैट वी कैन शो केस एज वेल how exactly the data we are getting from image and what we can generate from it. ठीक है, तो but additionally if we talk about here about that here, that we are having an image and every pixel of image is an RGB data. okay, RGB data है आपके पास में। ठीक है, RGB data है। अब RGB data क्या है, what is RGB data? That every pixel will have 0 to 255 value for redness, for greenness, and for blueness. Okay, and how can we say that? By loading an image and showcasing that. Okay, so for that we will open an image here, and the image, and let me just open the close the tabs and get this one here. Yep, face detection, new file, cool, and we will save that panda file here. Panda images. This one looks cute, doesn't it? Yes. So we can save this image, or we can also use our Python code to save this image. I will just for the showcasing that you can get images with the help of URL and this kind of thing, I'm just doing this, but you could also download this. For right now, let's just download, but in the session itself, I will showcase how exactly you can download it with the code as well. Um, File downloader, we are saying that this is a panda, and this is panda.jpg, and with the help of import image from PIL, sorry, I've got mixed up with JavaScript and Python, because I was working with JavaScript from some days. uh, So now image.open, and we want pandas.jpg. We have loaded this image and we can see this image here. Isn't it good? We have just written 2 lines, and with the help of that, we have opened this image in our Jupyter lab. Okay, Jupyter lab is just a way to write this Python code. The code we are writing is simply saying that there is, this is their a simple library. This library is a pillow library, and in this we have a process in we have a module to process our images, and we have a function to open this image, and we are simply opening this image. Okay, as simple as that. A person is asking, Harshit is asking, what are TensorFlow and Keras? So TensorFlow and Keras are simply a way to, you know, in simple way, we can say that those are simply mathematical libraries, and they sometimes have, TensorFlow have some mathematical models which can provide us capabilities of, classical and deep learning. So they have those models inbuilt, and sometimes even weights and trained weights inbuilt in them. So because of that, they generally are being used inside machine learning. And if we talk about keras as well, so keras kya hai? What is keras? Keras is simple and overlay over TensorFlow, so that you have lesser way of configuring, but at the same time you will have to work less to create the same concept that you would have needed if you wanted to generate with the base concept. Okay, so what we are doing right now, TensorFlow is a bit about that, and Keras is a bit about that, about in the terms of abstraction, that you will have to do less to create more. Okay, but because right now we have to understand what we will feed to the TensorFlow, what we will feed to the Keras. Because of that, we will move toward a bit smaller pace. Okay, we will cover more toward what exactly images, how exactly to use simple computer vision library like OpenCV and these kind of things. Okay, and if you guys remain patient, and we can extend session at then I can even showcase how exactly with the help of dlib and these kind of thing. Dlib is also an awesome library, and dlib, we had a previous session on YouTube where we used dlib for facial extract facial data extraction, where we showcased how to control a car racing game with the help of your facial expressions like opening and closing mouth and these kind of thing. Okay, so I will provide the link to that and all the thing, don't worry about it. So yeah, so we were showcasing that we have this panda image, but what to use, how to use it, how to use it in our machine learning. For that we need another library, and that is numpy. Import numpy as np, and what we have to do is we have to get the array out of this this image. you know Let us suppose we save it with the name image, and we say that we have to get this image as an array. And if we ask for the shape of this, what we are getting? We are getting 759 by 759 by 3. Okay. And okay, so one guy asked how to do the same process in Colab. Okay, Colab is a simple tool by Google Colab. You can simply open this and use it for doing the same thing that I'm doing. You can open the notebook, Google Colab notebook, and now you can write the same code here. Okay, like the things I'm doing. Obviously, you will have to upload the file because you do not have the file here. So what you can do is, after this connection is done, you can upload the file from here, and that will be fine. Okay. uh, Coding with Tiwari is saying hi bhaiya, he is our regular visitor, so I'm putting a shout out to you. Hi, Coding with Tiwari. Cool. Yeah. So you can upload the file and things like that, and you can load them. So this is part you can do on your own. All these library that we are using, all these libraries are generally pre-available with Google Colab. You don't have to worry about that. All these libraries are there. Okay, these are all standard libraries. Okay, so what I'm showing here is that the image, this panda image, is really what is simply a 759 by 759 by 3 array. And if we want, generally what happens, how do you slice thing, you know if you know about Python, or if you know about simple data, about arrays, so they have indices, and if we want to slice, we simply have to specify from where to start and from where to end. Okay, so if we say, let us suppose we also import a plotting library, and that is import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, and with the help of plt.imshow, let me showcase this image. Okay, so let us suppose I simply want to crop the face of this panda. What I can say that in the case of rows, I want to crop row 100 to 300. Okay, maybe 350, 100 to 350. And in case of columns, I want to crop from 250 to 550, 250 to 550. Okay, I'm saying this is a face. Good. And I can say that what plt.imshow, this is the face. Boom. Okay, and what exactly we are doing here is that we are providing that if we have the coordinates, if we have the coordinates, then we can crop out the face from this image, and we can generate a new image. As simple as that. Okay, so what we need now to get something, what we need now to get the output. uh, Yeah. So Vinith was saying that, sir, here three represent the RGB layers. Yes, three represent the RGB layers. We have 759 by 759 red layer. We have 759 by 759 green layer, and we have 759 by 759 B layer, RGB layers. Okay, and when we are cropping rows and columns, okay, so we are saying that we want from this row to this row and this column to this column. And what we have to do now, how when we move forward with our PyCharm, okay, and we will be using OpenCV. So in the next step, what we will simply do, we will replicate the same process, but we will use image feed from OpenCV. Okay, so with the help of OpenCV, we'll get the image feed, and we will use, obviously sometime I will get back to this location to showcase how exactly things are happening step by step, and I will implement them with the help of PyCharm to do that with my video feed. Okay, so we'll be doing both things simultaneously, parallelly. For step by step process, we will use this Jupyter Lab, but for my camera process, because Spider do not have this Jupyter Lab internally use Spider, and Spider do not have a good compatibility with Webcam. Because of that, we will have to use Jupyter Lab parallelly. Okay. So okay, just 1 second. Yeah, so face detection ke corresponding, we made a project, and we made a simple file ft.py, And what we simply have to check here, is this video available after the live session? Yes, it is. Don't worry about it, and do not spam. Okay, so we are simply saying import CV2. Okay, and we are checking if it will work or not, and it is working fine. Okay, so our computer vision library is able to load without any problem. Okay, good. And if we are saying what, let's just simply discuss what exactly is CV2. CV2 is a good library to load the images or videos, process them, do some basic operations like drawing rectangle, writing something on that. Okay, so those are kind of the thing you can do with the help of CV2. Okay, so you loaded CV2, and now what you want to get from the CV2 is the video capture of my webcam. Okay, so with the help of CV2, you have a video capture class, and you can pass different integers to it, like 0 1 2. So 0 is generally the default webcam. One is different cameras. Obviously I have one webcam, and then I have this secondary camera, then I have my phone camera connected, and I have IRM cameras. So I have a lot of different cameras, so I can use different numbers, but generally what you will have is generally 0 as your default webcam. Okay, so for you it will be generally just this 0 number. Okay, and if you have this capture, then what simply you have to do is that you have to run an infinite loop till it break with a specific condition that you will pass. Okay, in this infinite loop, what we want, that with the help of my webcam, I want to get items from my video. Okay, I want to get items from this video. Good. So like video, you are in video you are seeing me. So next thing what we want, okay, our computer can have these frames. Okay, so how to do that? Cap dot read, that is good. And what cap dot read does, it provides us these two values, rat value and image. Okay, rat value and image, these are two values that this cap.read returns. Rat value is simply the return from this. So this is generally a boolean. It is telling if I could really provide you something or not, if there was something on this stream or not. you know a lot of time it may happen like stream was not able to provide the data, or like your camera is not running, or your camera is trying to open up but it haven't opened up till this point. So till that point you will not have something in your image, and you will have none here, and you will have a false here. So before displaying the image, you have to check if your rat is true or not. But if your rat is true, with the help of your CV2, you could do what? I am show. And in this I am show, you have two parameters to pass. The name of the window that you want to create. Let us suppose I say my camera. Okay. And now you want to show the image, as simple as that. Okay, but in all the cases, doesn't matter if red was provided or not. What you want to do is, within the frames you want to provide a time gap. Okay, from one frame to different frame you want to provide a time gap, and you want to you know get the input. If a user want to provide some input like I want to quit or something like that, I want to get an input for that as well. Okay, so how do you do that? You simply say that with the help of CV2, I will use a wait key. And what exactly is wait key? So wait key is telling that wait this 1 millisecond, and with the help of that, okay, with the help of that, if somebody want to provide some input to this application, you can get that in this key. Okay, so it will wait for 1 millisecond, and if somebody is pressing any key, it will get that key in this key, a variable. Okay, and obviously we will have to check if this key is something that we are thinking of processing or not. Okay, so let us suppose we say that this key, or part of this key, like unicode value of this key, okay, is, sorry, not this, if this key is equal to odd of q. Okay, So because this key is already in Unicode, so what we have to convert is this. So if this key is equal to the odd of q, then we simply have to break. Okay, we will get out of this loop. And obviously, even though it is not a it is not a good code, because we are not closing the streams, and we are not closing the windows, but obviously because it will all get closed because application is shutting down after this queue is pressed. So because of that, everything will work. Run fd, and sorry, so let me just showcase what happened. Because my IRM camera was on 0. Okay, so it is like virtual camera. Because of that, it is showing this cat, your phone is not connected. Okay, so we will need to change like 1 and stop this one and restart second one. So this one is my webcam. Okay, good. Yay, balle, 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 balle. Okay, so we could easily create this. We created this application which read from our camera and display this window where it is reflecting this content. Okay, and it is very easy. We simply wrote, you know after all these blank line, we wrote simply 15 lines. Okay, and it is easy. We are simply getting a stream from the capture. Okay, then we are simply running an infinite loop. We are reading from the stream, and if we have something in the stream, we are showcasing that. And additionally, what we are doing is that we are putting up a wait queue for q. Okay, if we press q, window will get closed. As simple as that. Okay, as simple as that. And what we have to do next, let us suppose what we want is that we want to save image as well. Okay, like if somebody press C as capture, what I want to do, I want to save that image. cv2 dot I am right. That is, in I am right, we have to provide what? File name, then image that we want to write. mycam.png, and then we want to provide our image that we want to write. As simple as that. Let's run it again. So we have this camera. So we have created a very awesome camera application, with these simple small lines of code. Okay, so isn't it easy, and isn't it fabulous? A very simple application. Simply what you have to do is what we guys showcase. What exactly every image is just about pixels. Okay, every image is just about the pixels. And what we are doing is that we are getting these frames, these numpy arrays. And what even we showcase to you is print the type of these images. These are numpy nd arrays. Okay, and what if I want to showcase that you could crop these items as as simply as we were cropping items here. Okay, like doing this thing. Now let us suppose we do this. We say every time you showcase, you open 2 frames. Okay, and you create a face rectangle, is a face window as well. In the face window, you showcase this. Okay, I don't know where it is. Yeah, here it is. Okay, and there is this second window. The complete window is here on the second. Yeah, here it is, and here it is. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So it is as simple as that. We are simply, playing with arrays to play with images. It is very easy, and it is awesome. Okay. So what we have to do now, you know, as we had this panda image, we could had image of a Thor, like Thor image, like this, and save desktop FD Thor. Boom. Okay. We can go back to the code. We could say that now load the image of Thor like this. And obviously, this is not the right face. We want the coordinate of the face. That makes sense to everyone? That right now, what we want is coordinate of the face. Okay, I missed one question. Let me get back to that. Uh, Sir, wait key 1 gives 1 millisecond time between two frames. Yes, it does. And obviously, if we change that, let us suppose we change this from 1 to 1000. What will happen now that our frames will update in 1 seconds. You can see, it is happening like that. Our frames are, updating in 1 second. Okay, cool. Nice. So what we have to do now that we want to load our CV2 here, and with the help of CV2 we want to load our cascade classifier. Okay, cascade classifier is simply a machine learning tool, machine learning lab, MLab, you know there are a lot of type of classifiers that we can use, and cascade classifiers simply cascade the features, like when we talk about human face have a lot of features, and what we are simply doing is that we are just 1 second, we are cascading those features. uh, I'm having a doubt if my video stream is perfectly visible or not, because I feel that there is some problem with my stream because I'm using webcam for two processes. Let me. Okay, good. Cool. I thought that my webcam video is paused. Hmm. Let me change that to my normal camera because it happened because I was using that on my face cam. Cool. So for right now, you will have to see a bit downgraded quality because we have to use our webcam for the application process. Okay. So I think it is now it's fine. Cool. Yeah. So what we have to do now, we have to get this rectangle out of this image. Okay. We have to find the coordinate of this face. And for that, what we will do, we will have cascade, cascade classifier frontal face. This is an XML provided by our OpenCV to detect the front of the face, right? This frontal face. Okay, we simply have to open this file in the raw version and save it in our code. Okay, we have to save it here. Cool. Now we have this file here, not here, here. Okay, and we can use it. Classifier is equal to cv2 dot cascade classifier loaded. As simple as that. And what we simply have to do next is classifier dot detect multi-scale. We have to pass our image, and that is simply the array. Boom. Okay, and it got us this. Okay, we say that okay, these are the faces, and from these faces we have to get our first face, that is the zeroth face of this array. And from the zeroth face, what we want are four values. Those are x, y, width, and height from this face. Cool. Sorry, face. Sorry, not this. Faces means zero is face, and then this is this. Okay, cool. X, y, width, and height. What is x, y, width, and height? Let's visit that. If we have this image here, and we have this face here, then this is x, this is y, this is width, and this is height. As simple as that. This is x, this is y, this is width, and this is height. And we already know how to crop a face. This is what? Row. So we have to go from y to y plus height. These are our rows, and the column cut is x to x plus width. As simple as that. We simply have to do this. Okay, so how we can crop the face? We can simply say our chopped version is from this face we want to crop y to y plus height, and from x to x plus width. Sorry, so not this face, from this original image. Yeah, array. We named it array. Okay, and we can say ple dot I am show this face. Boom. Okay, so we will do the same thing in our code. Okay, we will do the same thing in our code, but because of that, what we will need? We will need our face. Okay, we will need that we have the face, we have the list of faces, and we have to get our face, and we have to showcase that. Are you guys understanding what we are simply doing? That we did the simple concept on a single frame, and now we will do the same thing in our code. And by the help of that, what will happen, that we'll be able to display the video in that fashion. Okay, and we don't have to even chop it. We could provide a simple rectangle. Okay, that way it will be much more better looking in that fashion. What we could simply say is that we want to draw a rectangle, cv2 dot rectangle, and what we have to provide to this rectangle is first the image, that is array. Then we have to provide the point one. How do we provide the point one? This is what? This is X and this is Y. Okay, but what we have to provide first, okay, because it is the CV2 value, so we have to first provide X and Y as a point. Our first point is X and Y. Then what is our second point? This is what? X plus width, and this is Y plus height. Okay, our second point is X plus width and Y plus height. Good. We have provided, for the rectangle, we have to provide the, topmost, top left and bottom right. So we have provided both points. And then what we have to provide? We have to provide the color, okay, in the BGR fashion. So maybe what we can simply do is 255, 0, 0. Okay. Then what we have to provide is thickness, maybe 3. That's it. We have provided the information and it will generate a new image. Let us suppose we are saying it is gen, and we can say plt dot im show this gen. Okay, we have drawn this rectangle over the face of our hero, and we will use the same concept. Okay, we will use the same concept to have our video, and wherever we move our face, we will have this rectangle on our face. Okay, isn't it good, guys? Isn't it nice? We are simply just wait a second. Yeah. Okay. So we simply have to use this code for there. Nice. Let's have this code there. Uh, yeah, here we have. Cool. Obviously, we also need on the desktop we have ML workshop charm. Okay. Let's copy the file from here to there. We have this FD and we have this har cascade file. We copy it from here and D2 MLWS charm, copy from here, paste here. Cool. And now we get this file here. Boom. Okay. So we have loaded the classifier. We have got our face, but we are not cropping this face. What we want is our complete face. Okay. All the faces from this classifier. And for that, what we could do, we could say get our faces like this. If we have the image, then okay, so obviously what we have to do is we have to showcase the face after the process is done. So we have to do this like this. But for that, what we have to do, we have to get all the faces from this image. And now we have to draw all the rectangles. So for face in faces, we have to get X, Y, width and height. And then what we simply have to do, we have to draw the rectangles. Yes, right, on the image. Every time we will replace the original image with the image which have the new rectangle, right? And after all the process is done, we will display the image. Boom. Just one second. A lot of things are happening. I didn't. Yeah. So the problem is that I haven't changed it to back to 1 and run. Yay. Nice. Isn't it great? Okay, okay. So just one second. Yeah. So Rathod is asking if we want to detect any object. Okay, so generally, with the help of this cascade classifier, you have a lot of different cascade classifier. Like, oh, you guys couldn't see the last update. Okay, just one second. Now you guys can see. No, it is my face. It is simply drawing the rectangle over my face. So, face detection is part of computer vision. Yes, it is, and only because of that, it is part of OpenCV. Okay, and obviously because this was a smaller session, so we didn't had that much of time to complete great deal of things, but we completed what we said that we will complete. But at the same time, we want you guys to have more, and because of that, what I will do is I will open our YouTube and I will showcase, where you can, sorry, you can simply search us and open our machine learning playlist. Yes, complete machine learning playlist. Okay, so in this video, we discussed a lot of things, and obviously, I will have to take a faces. ठीक है तो इसमें we used dlib to detect the facial expressions and facial features. So after this part is done, obviously I will provide the code for this one, but you guys can take a look at this video. We'll provide the link to this one as well, so that you can learn more about this, this way of just one second, let me provide this. Okay, description maybe we will provide the link, but you can go through this video, and after that you will be able to use dlib and you will be able to detect the facial features, and you will be able to control your browser or your car racing game with the help of the things that you learn in that video. Okay, so I hope you will learn, you will simply love this video, and I will suggest that you guys go through this complete playlist. We have curated a awesome content in this playlist. At the same time, if you want some personalized learning, so we have also launched our comprehensive courses. If you open our website, you will find that we have awesome 3 months and 6 month courses as well. If you want to go through that, you can go through that, and it is specially targeted for the personalized learning. If sometimes we have this habit that we will be only able to learn if somebody is there to continuously monitor us and guide us. So for that we have these courses. Obviously if you are of a self learning type, we have the content on YouTube completely free and completely available. You can go through that. If you want our personalized training, we have that here. Good. Okay. So that's it. That's all I had to, provide to you guys. Uh, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to. Okay. So, sir, what is in the machine? Yeah, so the machine learning playlist, obviously, the most easy thing that you can do to understand what exactly this playlist teaches is, just read all the headings. But yes, it covers all the basics, and it do not cover the deep learning part, but it cover everything that comes before the deep learning. So you will have a good understanding of fundamental algorithms if you go through this playlist. Okay. So that's it. That's all that we have for today. And I hope you guys loved the session. So, yeah, and one more important thing, after the session is over, do not forget to comment on the video, and do not forget to like the video, because like बहुत important चीज हो जाते हैं यार वीडियो को अच्छे से ग्रो कराने के लिए, ठीक है? तो आई वॉन्ट योर एनर्जी इन दैट, एंड आई वॉन्ट, ठीक है, कि मतलब जल्दी से सब्सक्राइबर्स बढ़ाओ यार हमारे, मतलब 6 मंथ्स के अंदर वी आर 28K, बट आई एम नॉट सेटिस्फाइड विद दैट, ठीक है? वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग ऑसम एनर्जी एंड ऑसम कंटेंट टू यू गाइज, तो अब तुम्हारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि हमारे को रीच आउट कराओ, ठीक है? हमारे को पब्लिक में रीच आउट कराओ, ताकि we are able to provide more content on YouTube. We are able to provide more guidance and more to the community. Okay, so that's it, guys. See you all. Bye bye. एंड जो नए हैं उनके लिए इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ कि जो भी हमारी वीडियोस होती हैं उनके साथ में वी हैव दिस इंफॉर्मेशन ऑफ यू guys कैन गेट कनेक्टेड ऑन मीटअप एंड स्पेशली टेलीग्राम. So generally I suggest to specially join Telegram, Discord and Meetup, because with the help of Meetup you will always have information about what is coming up next, and with the help of Telegram and Discord you will be able to continuously interact with us, and that is very important, to learn, right? That is most important thing, right? So yeah, that's it. See you guys. Bye. Yeah, and yes.